Hey guys, we are continuing chapter 6, the baddest witch in the world. Okay, so this is part 2 to chapter 6, and it's actually pretty short. Okay, so remember she's wearing the mask and she realizes that no one knows who she is. And she removes the mask here. What if her mother forgot her? What if everyone in the world forgot her? With that terrifying thought, Ramona snatched off her mask, and although its ugliness was no longer the most frightening thing about it, she rolled it up so she would not have to look at it. How cool the air felt outside the dreadful mask. Ramona no longer wanted to be the baddest witch in the world. She wanted to be Ramona Geraldine Quimby and be sure that Miss Binny and everyone on the playground knew her. Around her, the ghosts and traps and pirates raced and shouted, but Ramona stood near the door of the kindergarten, quietly watching. Davy raced up to her and yelled, "Yay! You can't catch me!" "I don't want to catch you," Ramona informed him. Davy looked surprised and a little disappointed, but he ran off on his thin little legs, shouting, "Yo ho ho, and a bottle of rum." Joey yelled after him, "You're not really a pirate. You're just mushpot Davy." Miss Binny was trying to herd her 68 charges into a double line. Two mothers who felt sorry for the teacher were helping round up the kindergarten to start the Halloween parade. But as always, there were some children who would rather run around than do what they were supposed to do. For once, Ramona was not one of them. On the big playground, someone started to play a marching record through a loudspeaker. The Halloween parade that Ramona had looked forward to since she was in nursery school was about to begin. Come along, children," said Miss Binny. Seeing Ramona standing alone, she said, "Come on, Ramona." It was a great relief to Ramona to hear Miss Binny speak her name, to hear her teacher say Ramona when she was looking at her. But as much as Ramona longed to prance along to the marching music with the rest of the class, she did not move to join them. "Put on your mask, Ramona, and get in line," said Miss Binny, guiding a ghost and a gypsy into place. Ramona wanted to obey her teacher, but at the same time she was afraid of losing herself behind that scary mask. The line of kindergarteners, all of them wearing masks except Howie with his pipe cleaner whiskers, was less straggly now, and everyone was eager to start the parade. If Ramona did not do something quickly, she would be left behind, and she could not let such a thing happen, not when she had waited so many years to be in the Halloween parade. Ramona took only a moment to decide what to do. She ran to her cupboard inside the kindergarten building and snatched a crayon from her box. Then she grabbed a piece of paper from the supply cupboard. Outside, she could hear the many feet of the morning and afternoon kindergartens marching off to the big parade. There was no time for Ramona's best printing, but she was all right. This job was not seat work to be supervised by Miss Binny. As fast as she could, Ramona printed her name, and then she could not resist adding with a flourish her last initial, complete with ears and whiskers. So this is what she wrote on her paper, and look at that decorative Q. Now the whole world would know who she was. She was Ramona Quimby, the only girl in the world with ears and whiskers on her last initial. Ramona pulled on her rubber mask, clapped her pointed hat on top of it, snapped the elastic under her chin, and ran after her class as it marched onto the big playground. She did not care if she was the last in line. She had to march beside gloomy old Howie, still lugging his broken tail. Around the playground marched the kindergarten, followed by the first grade, and all the other greats while mothers and little brothers and sisters watched. Ramona felt very grown up, remembering how last year she had been a little sister sitting on a bench watching her big sister Beezus to march by and hoping for a leftover donut. Yeah, I'm the baddest witch in the world, Ramona chanted as she held up her sign for all to see. Around the playground, she marched towards her mother, who was waiting on the bench. Her mother saw her, pointed her out to Mrs. Kemp, and waved. Ramona beamed inside her stuffy mask. Her mother recognized her. Poor little Willa Jean in the stroller could not read, so Ramona called out to her. It's me, Willa Jean. I'm Ramona, the baddest witch in the world. Willa Jean, in her rabbit mask, understood. She laughed and slapped her hands on the tray of her stroller. Ramona saw Henry's dog, Ribsy, trotting along, supervising the parade. Yeah, Ribsy, I'm going to get you, Ribsy, she threatened as she marched past. Ribsy gave a short bark, and Ramona was sure that even Ribsy knew who she was as she marched off to collect her donut and apple juice. That's chapter 6. Okay, the next chapter we will be reading is chapter 7, the day things went worse. Uh-oh. So wow, we are almost done with this book, boys and girls. We have 2 more chapters of this book. And remember, Ramona is a series of books. So continue to see what happens in Ramona's life. Bye guys. See you for chapter 7.